A COVID-19 outbreak has hit another Cargill meat packing plant, this one near Montreal. The company says 64 workers, more than 10% of the facility's staff, have the virus. According to the union, everyone else will be tested by the end of the week. Work is now wrapping up at the facility, which is expected to temporarily close starting Wednesday. Cargill just reopened its beef packing plant in southern Alberta, where hundreds of employees became infected. One of them died. And that closure created fears about empty shelves in the meat department at grocery stores. Critics say Canada's supply chain isn't equipped for a crisis like the one caused by COVID-19. Ryan Kessler reports on the calls for an overhaul.
In some ways, pandemic measures at Pineview Farms look much like those at any other business. But the family operation north of Saskatoon is also doing something few are: hiring.
We know that to sustain this level of production, we need to add more people. So we're actually increasing our workforce by 10 to 15%. And if I could do more, I would.
Over the last 8 weeks, orders have doubled at the farm, which does everything from raising to butchering animals. They suspect the increase is partially because of public fear of meat shortages. The farm believes that wouldn't be a concern if Canada had regionalized production,
whereby you have a network of smaller scale plants centralized around large urban centers to feed those centers. And I think that's what we're starting to see as a potential new way of doing business.
2 Alberta meat facilities hold 70% of Canada's beef processing capacity. With more than 900 Cargill employees testing positive for coronavirus, the plant's shutdown has caused backlogs for farmers, higher consumer prices, and worries about meat making it to store shelves. According to the National Farmers Union, one solution is to reduce dependence on international giants and invest in smaller companies.
Now is the time to sort of secure a food system that works when there's a crisis.
A statement from the Federal Department of Agriculture and Agri-Food says increasing domestic processing is a key priority of a recently announced emergency fund. But one economist says it's not a matter of large versus small.
Is there an opportunity to perhaps diversify our processing base a little bit to reduce some of these risks? Yes.
But he says there are trade-offs, like higher sticker prices, which may hurt demand. Plus, Canada exports nearly half of its slaughtered beef and cattle.
And if we get too regionalized and more expensive, we might lose some of those opportunities.
And with Cargill's High River facility back online, he believes the system has bent, but not broken. Ryan Kessler, Global News, Saskatoon.
There's so much information surrounding coronavirus out there now. We know you have questions. Email your questions at globalnews.ca. Tune in to Global National or go to globalnews.ca/coronavirus now to find the answers.